speaker button.
Camera.on.rectangle button.
And I can use the next button to jump to the next element.
Sue.heart button. Card.badge.plus button.
So as we navigated over the buttons, we heard unhelpful descriptions. These descriptions didn't really tell us what the buttons do. So let's jump into code and add some meaningful labels for custom buttons. To add a label, we'll simply set the accessibility label attribute on the view. So for my favorite button,
that's too much.
I'll set it equal to the state of favorite.
Let me stop.
And for my camera button, I'll simply set it to take a photo.
I want to take a look many of these as you wish, particularly the Swift UI. What is UI? User interface. Since last June, before the last June, the user interface used for iPhone app development is UI kit, so-called UI, that has been used for many years. And still, that UI kit can be used together with the Swift UI. But in the next 2 or 3 years, all the UI will be for Swift UI. So you guys are lucky to run Swift UI. UI kit. Currently, Swift UI doesn't take all the capabilities that once available in UI kit. For example, the map. If you want to bring map UI on your applications, map is still relying on UI kit. So in the case, you have to import to Swift UI and then UI kit together. Import to import. Many cases are simple applications. You can simply import Swift UI. All right. So I'm going to just leave there and back on your lower right corner. I want you to consider. I want to motivate you. Big data is still very, very hot. It should be big. Okay, it's not like data analytics. It's not just knowing or handling statistics. That's a small data. It should be big data. What's big data? That cannot be stored on your laptop hard drive if it is 10 terabytes. It's more than like 1,000 terabytes. What's it after terabytes? Units? Tera after units after tera? Peta? Yeah, petabytes or data. It's not scientists. What does that mean? Difference between scientists and engineers? Antwort, you want to say? Although it doesn't make sense in scientific view, but engineers bring some pieces from here, there. Pieces means still big data. Some big data from there, and bring them all, and then connect them meaningfully, and then say, oh, we found some. Then that is engineering approach. It's not like scientific. Oh, this is a way to verify, try to solve it. Then that's done, right? Don't care that, oh, why you have that small windows there? Why Windows is not rectangle but square, things like that. How do you prove that? Oh, no, we don't care. It works, it works. Okay, that's big data. But big data, it's impossible for you have many years of it, so don't worry about it. You can, mobile app developers, still you can get it, right? Even if you have brand new master's degree, you can get that. What is 146? What is the salary of that? It's not there are 100 developers. Then who owns? If they rank from top to bottom, then just middle, okay? Just middle. Find out one specific object, one specific person. Okay, how much you want? That is median salary. It's not average salary, okay? Average salary may be over exaggerated. If top 10 guys receive 10 times the bottom 10%, right? Then much higher.
Yeah,
Okay.
medians can.
If it is accurate, how do you
It's
prove it?
statistics.
No, it's not. Cannot be proved. Mobile devices. Even your IoT, there's a mobile device. Okay. Everything portable, connectable to the internet, and it has computation. Then there is a mobile device that we want to consider, right? Even our smartphone, it is connectability, and computing power, some storage also. Programming pattern. What is the current version of Swift? If anybody download it? Maybe. But anyway, find out. Here's the future. Variables are always, it is optional. For example, I wanna create, define this variable in integer. That's fine. Or you simply, hey, I want to create this variable that holds some value. If that value is integer, then type of that variable automatically to be. That is what Swift can do, which is much better than Python. Python is not typing language. Many cases, why we need type? There's no type. Why do we need type? Yeah, it can make fast or fundamental reason.
But why you made that?
Why it is fast?
Because the computer assumes less, essentially. Why C is the fastest.
So everything is a memory issue. Let's say if you say integer, then your operating system allocates that much memory, and therefore quick bring that data into the processor. Okay, that fast. Otherwise, you have to scan. What is the end of that value? Okay, that takes a lot. Although it is simple for user to program. If it is a simple to user, it's hard to the system. If it's easy to system, then programmer should do a lot more strictly and with no ambiguity. But in this case, already initialized by the system, there's no ambiguity. And then for users, it is still easy. Okay? Not like C language. Already indices are checked for out of bound errors. The language is self-checked. Integers are checked for overflow. It's a type, therefore it allocates the memory size. For example, in C, we can access beyond the size. There's overflow. If somebody saved something there and bring it, if it reaches the malicious segment, then that malicious code is activated. Overflow. So a lot of good things. Optional. There's also optional things. So you will be able to know. Memory is managed automatically. Error handling allows. Error handler is possible. Powerful type interface, user interface, much better than years ago. And Xcode can be downloaded. Those who do not have MacBook, still possible in many ways. Anybody installed dual boot in parts, Windows? A simple way is that you can put their VMware and then install, or you can directly install Mac OS. What is the price of Mac OS right now? I think about, well, yeah, that's fine too. Yeah,
Okay.
Ubuntu.
Okay.
Your Mac OS is provided.
So I can do this in not Mac?
Yeah, apparently.
Let's go.
Yeah, many ways that you can do. If right, if you do not know how to build the Ubuntu on your system, but if you know how to, and that is a Mac in cloud. I'm still the user of a Mac in cloud. I purchased this $1 per hour, only 4 hours students. That way, I if some student says, "Oh, there's some problem," then oh, there's a really problem. I need to see. So I use one time. Once I get in, then they charge 1 hour. But I stay maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I encourage you to buy a monthly. For how long? As long as you want. But if you want to subscribe the minimum, I think 2 months, March and April. Okay, $40. I'm sorry, I'm asking you to spend money. Right, Raspberry Pi, something else. What's the version of Swift right now?
5.14.
5.4. Xcode? My Xcode is a 13. 11, 12, whatever. Okay.
It's allowed 1.3.1.
Is it correct?
Yeah.
So is Xcode like an Apple IDE or like an text editor or something?
Correct, yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Swift is a language. Xcode is, for example, if you want to develop Android apps, then you need also IDE. But Android, there's Android development toolkits provided.
Yes, Android Studio.
The studio, right? 10 years ago, we used Eclipse. Yeah, we used Eclipse because that is Java. Okay, Eclipse was enough to develop Android apps, but they do not support Android. Google does not support Eclipse anymore since I think 6-7 years ago, and then they provide their own IDE like this Xcode. Okay, the recent version of Xcode is really, really, really better than the Xcode that I used till last year's class. Really better. Better means sometimes what? It consumes more resources. So if you have, for example, very old MacBook, it's trouble. Okay. Mine is struggling. If you have Xcode and learning Swift, you should learn also something about Xcode, how to use, right? Although you know the coding skills, just a little bit. There you can develop an app for iPhone device, Apple Watch, TV. Okay. I've tried my apps on here, but Swift has 2 modes available. Okay, project development, and then Swift playgrounds. Playgrounds where you can play. Doesn't hurt you at all. If you want to make sure some of the syntax, some of the executions of coding, Swift coding, you can do that there. Last year, we spent multiple weeks on the playground, but this semester, 2 days only. Okay? When I would stay there long. We'll strictly jump into because Xcode provides you handy emulation. You will be able to see that. It's very nice. Yeah. Coding concepts. Whatsoever that you can see from other languages available here, but more. Especially the function calls, it's a high level function calls. Possible. Low level, of course. Low level means you send value and receive value. Okay. High level, you send the function to another function, call another function, and receive another function. Why? Because the graphical components, there's a class. So class can invoke a function, methods, in. A lot of such things available. So a little bit of extension that you can think from regular coding skills. Regular coding skills on your regular platform. The mobile platforms are a little bit different in that way. But general coding skills remains the same. Okay. Call and receive some. But here we're going to do remote access. As you see, you already set up, right? Your data and everyone's data. So we'll play with it. You guys add more if you want. Okay? Not only humidity or temperature, something else. I think Joey did some distance also. I want you to bring more. Maybe if we have time, then we will look at one of the simple the packages that we can use. There's a map. Yeah, when it comes to map view, then I want you to go back to your sensor Python programs. There are, I want you to send geocode over where you are. Is it secret? It is secret data, right? If you send your home geocode, then I definitely know a little bit sensitive data. Then should I ask you to give me fake geocode? That's also practical reason. That is also possible, right? Send this. The reason is this: when you collect sensor data, I want you to attach also geocode, so you can. It means you collect the data at that place. Okay. So get some geocode of Rome in Italy, London, UK, somewhere that you like or you dislike. North Korea, nuclear bomb. So what happens is that is stored on the server. And when you download it on your app, if you click it, then show the map. Okay? Is it good? And also image. The ones images is a bit different, right? Yeah, we do not allow.
You know what?
We do not allow images onto
Where?
our server.
Really? I was thinking of trying to.
Oh, you're trying to do?
Yeah, I was gonna try.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna get like a little Raspberry Pi camera and try to like upload a
Okay.
image to the server. I could maybe like break it down into something. I don't know how images are saved, but I'm sure I'll find that out in the project.
Can you do it this way?
I don't know yet.
No. Send the label of that image,
Sure.
the file name.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and then with the exact same file name for that physical image file stored on your
Sure. Yeah,
iPhone or your system.
totally.
So you can
Yeah, that's
can
good.
visualize it. But for others, yeah, why don't you send it to me separately?
Sure.
Then I will make it available on our, not in database, but our the site.secret.org webpage.
Okay.
So those who wants to view his images, when he stored the file name only, then file name received from sitesecure.org, and then file name stored on your, I'll let you know where you need to store on your app development.
The project
Then
is probably
then
still
it can be
working fine.
quickly bring that image on your UI, on your script. It's very simple. And then the effect is very effective, right? Because that is easy. A lot more than something.